So I'm going to be doing my lesson on tables, graphs, and fractions. We have been learning about fractions and graphs this past week. Today our focus is going to be on fourths. So we have learned about wholes, halves, and now we're working on fourths. Just to review, what is a fraction? A fraction represents a part of a whole or any number of equal parts. When spoken in everyday language, our fraction describes how many parts of a certain size there are. For example, 1/2, 8/5, 3/4. To follow up on that, a whole. So if the top number and the bottom number, which would be our numerator and our denominator of a fraction, are the same, then the fraction is equal to 1. That's because you have every part of the fraction or one whole thing. So an example of that would be if we took one pizza and it was not sliced into any parts, it would be 1/1, which would be one whole. Next, we've worked on half, one of two equal parts of a divisible whole. So that would be one whole pizza. If we were to cut it right down the middle, or you could cut it vertically, right down the middle, it would be 1/2 is what is shown here. We cut the pizza right down the middle and we take 1/2 of it. And it is a half because there are two parts. That would be our denominator. And we have taken one of those parts. So 1/2 would be 1/2. Fourths is what we're going to be focusing on. So a fourth, one of four equal parts into which one whole may be divided. The quotient of a unit divided by 4. So that just means if we took this whole pizza and we cut it into 4 equal parts, if you were to take one section of that, it would be 1/4 because there are 4 parts and we are taking 1. You have to make sure that each of the parts are equal or it would not be a proper fraction. It would not be 1/4. Which image shows equal parts? So if we look at the two pizzas, this one already gives you the answer, but if you were to look at this pizza, we cut it into equal parts. If you were to share that with friends, everyone would get the same amount, whereas this pizza, some would get bigger slices and some would get smaller. So this would not be an equal part. So we would want to circle this pizza here. It shows an equal part. And questions. Can you identify a fourth? If yes, how? What are you looking for? So how do you know that an image or an object is cut into fourths? What would be ways to identify that? And if you cannot, so if no, what questions do you have? What are you still concerned about? Is there anything you don't understand? So if you have any questions, bring those to the class and we will discuss them. So if you have any more questions, let me know. If not, we'll be figuring this out tomorrow in class.